Hello, Divine Ones. Welcome. Today, the guides are going to talk about the fifth dimension, the transition that we would call moving to the new earth, 5D, uprising consciousness. They talked about this in a previous video. That video was consciousness uprising or uprising consciousness. So I'll put the link here in the description for you. So if you haven't seen and you're brand new and you haven't seen the first one, you could go back and watch the first one. They're going to continue now and dive in deeper because we started talking about a lot of different things in that message. And they wanted to allow us to really settle with those things. And now they're going to talk about the rest of the stuff that they want to talk about. Okay. Let's see. Dear ones, let us continue and jump right in. Remember how we were talking in the last message about jumping into the pool? There is this time when you spring off the springboard and you are in a free fall. And in this free fall, it seems like terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. And you might think that you will just be falling, like a whoosh, like into the water. And you don't realize the freedom that is here, because you have been told that from the diving board you may do these different fancy dives, but we assure you, you are going to realize that there is so much for you here that you can do. And like you would dive off a diving board and land in the water, you will land in pure waters. So what are the pure waters? They are the purity. Now it's not really water, but we wish to say it like a crystal clear water, like a divinity, like a purity, But there is this time now that is in transition, and it is happening very rapidly. Why is it happening? So you are moving, as you would call moving, we will talk about this more, into expanded states of consciousness. And this has been happening for a while. However, so now it is happening rapidly, and they're showing it to me like dominoes, and it is unstoppable. You will rise. All will. One day, all will know itself as one of Source, one with God, as God, as one, all, and we do mean all. Even the tree, the blade of grass, the rock, everything will be conscious of itself, of itself as source. This will happen. And on one level, it already is. So how could it not happen? But it will be so. And so it is. Now, things are happening very quickly, very rapidly, we would say. And the foundation that you have built your life on, it feels like it is like a shaking. And for those that wish to stay in bed and sleep, and do not wish to awaken, it may be more so scary for them. And they use the word terrifying, and so I'm asking them now why this word, because it seems like such a very strong word. And because it is always terrifying when you wish to hide from things, so you make it more scary. When you hide from your light, you are in the dark. It is a self-imposed darkness. Please let us be very clear. And you are never in any dark that is inherently true. You are only ever in your own self-imposed darkness. But as such, we say it can be very terrifying for those that don't wish to awaken, that wish to stay in the dark, that don't wish to awaken to their divinity, that will refuse to believe that there is divinity in all things. The ones that refuse to believe that there is divinity in all things, the ones that believe that there is divinity in only these holy people and not these people over here. that only these religions or this religion or these people are holy and the rest are not. That there are sinners. We wish to dispose of this word. And they're showing me a garbage can that you put your foot on and you drop it, and they're dropping that word right in that can. And they're doing this. No. Because who is the sinner? Who is the sinner? It is a structure. As we spoke about in our last message, it is the personality structure. We wish to talk about it like this. You are born pure. And while there might be seeds, karmic seeds that you must attend to, there may be what you would call lessons that need to be learned. They are always for your greatest good, and they are never a punishment. Although we understand that you may feel like it is, but it is not. Everything is part of a realization. So you might have to clean up a mess that you made, but you must clean it up. If you spill milk in the kitchen, you must clean it up so others don't slip on it. You must clean it up because it is the kind thing to do. You must clean it up because you were the one that spilled it. And perhaps there will be other people that clean it up with you. And perhaps somebody frightened you and that's the reason you spilled it. So maybe you have a shared karma. And we're talking about this on a very small scale, but please understand that you must clean up your mess. Whatever it is. And that your mess is not a mess. When we say the word mess, you have a belief. You think about, they're showing me like a Charlie Brown with a pig pen and is a big cloud around him, like a mess. But a mess might not be a bad thing. A mess might be a glorious thing, and we're going to talk about this now. While some of you come in, and you might need to attend to your seeds of karma, and you might need to reap what you have sown. This is again not negative, and it's not scary. Any teaching, any wisdom, any religion, any spirituality that teaches you fear is not a true teaching. And we will say this. And if the small self doesn't like it, they shrug it. They say, so be it. Because we speak of truth, and there is no fear in truth. Although fear at its essence is light, before you turned it into fear, it was an energy that was a light, and now you have used this energy and created a template you call earth, and created what you call fear, and fed it to each other to make yourself strong. Think about that for a while, but not too long, because we want to move you out of your thinking mind. But think about that. The fear makes you strong, and you feed it to each other. Like you feed kids to make them strong. And fear, you have a belief it makes you strong. And think about that. Because some of you might say, well, fear makes me weak. And think about the ways that maybe you think that fear makes you strong. Because it is time to think outside the box. And we would say it is time to think not at all. To indeed stop thinking. But for now, let's continue. There is now a time where things will appear to be under construction. It will appear to be a mess. A big mess. mess. But a mess is not bad. When we say mess and you must clean up your mess, it means that you have planted some seeds, you have left your garden unattended, you have planted seeds and you have not sown those seeds. You might have planted them and left this earth. You may have planted them in other realities and dimensions and left there. And you must attend to your seeds. Maybe you watered them a little bit, maybe you didn't water them at all. Whatever it is, you must see them to their fruition and tend to it wisely. Until you realize that you do not need to attend to this at all. But that's a whole other message. But for now, you must attend to this. And you must clean up your mess. But the mess is not bad, as we've said. And now we talk about this. There are many structures that will not continue in the fifth dimension, that cannot continue, that are not here and will not be here. They will not be here. And because they cannot be here, they are not of the frequency to be here. You may call this new earth, and in fact, you can call it whatever you like. We will use both to the listener, that may use these interchangeably. But please do not get fixated on the language. This transmission is beyond language. It is an energetic transmission that is known by you at a soul level, at an essence level. The perceptions you hold are not in truth. You perceive through a dirty lens that is stained with concepts and beliefs that have been handed down that are not in truth. There is no blame here. There is no shame here. There is just the identity that is a structure. You are born free. And you are given an identity. And before you are born, your parents may have dreams of what you shall be. A good girl or boy. And they get very upset when the boy wishes to be a girl and the girl wishes to later be a boy. But that's that's not on them, but that is theirs to move through. And that is theirs to move through. Because each expression is unique. But we wish to just say that you see that this has been indoctrinated. It's like everything has been passed down. Your parents did the best that they could with what they had. You have done the best that you can with what you've had, with the level of consciousness that you've had. We don't say to not apologize for the things that you have done that have harmed another, but we do say shame and guilt are of no benefit, along with fear. These are of no benefit to you. They just aren't. You may have them as you wish, but they are of no benefit. Now is the time to release shame and guilt about past actions. But if you are releasing shame and guilt, it also means that others that have done the things that have harmed others when they were in the denial of their divinity, when they were in the disbelief of the truth of who they are, and still maybe, they get the same release from the guilt and the burden. Everyone does. Iyo koro to shikarasa, there is no punishment. Iyo koro so chikarasa, but you wish to punish each other, and so you punish yourselves and each other. Iniya karasa to koriti anasa karasat, and you have created a template, a world upon this. Iniya karo to koro so chikiya karasa tikiana sa chikarasa. You are told from birth who you are, like a game of Jenga. And you try to play your game, your life, like a game of Jenga. And you all know that this Jenga tower must fall. These blocks must fall. They will fall. But falling isn't bad. But you have all been trained to think that messes and falling are bad. And you must escape them. And in your desperate need to escape, what cannot be escaped, you create more suffering, very unnecessary suffering. But there is an embracing of life. There is an embracing of all things. And even if you don't physically embrace someone because perhaps they have been harmful, there is an integration of all things that transmutes them through the embrace, through the embracing, through the re-knowing of them. Knowing them as of love, as of source. Nothing is outside of God. Nothing is outside of source. You can call this God, you can call it Christ, you can call it whatever you like. You can call it Buddha. You can call it anything, whatever it is, nothing is outside of it. All must be embraced, all must be known as love. And it's not a sugarcoating, it's not a pretending to say, oh, I know I've been told that if I'm really spiritual, then I'll love everybody. So I'm just going to try to love you now, even though I feel bitter, or I feel mad, or I feel afraid. Whatever the feelings are, is not this. That when you are in truth, when you know that you are this divinity, forgiveness is here. It is here. So you build your life like a game of Jenga, thinking you can outsmart the game, that you will just build it better. This is the personality structure. It is a structure that is created. It is not real. We know you believe it is real. And from one point of view, you could say that it is real because it is a real creation, but it is not a creation in truth. It has been created through this template that has been passed down. This is a 3D, three-dimensional template. This earth template has been created through this. This personality structure has been created through this, and it has been created through this collective agreement through time to have this shared reality. Now is the time when this is coming apart. You cannot exist in the new earth, in this vibration, in the current template that you're in. So this template must be released. So you build your life, and you think that you can be better by building your Jenga block tower and being bigger, stronger, and better, but it must fall. It will come down. The personality structure must come down. In order for it to be rebuilt. But it will never be rebuilt like a new earth, a new expression of you. Will never be rebuilt with the same materials that you built before. So right now you are using a Jenga blocks, okay? And you keep doing this because you've been told this is what life is. You build your tower, you make it awesome. awesome. You make it better than everybody else's. You fight, you win, you pull out other people's blocks when they're not looking. You always try to make yours better than everybody else's. And you think that you're less than when your tower falls before you made it as big as you wanted it to be. But we assure you that no matter how big you want your tower to be, even if you made it the biggest, best, all of your hopes and dreams, everything you wanted, and you made it that awesome, you got everything you wanted, even in that, there is something even more. That is even beyond that. And we would say even greater than that. That is beyond your imagination. Because right now you can't imagine it. Because you are in a template. And in which these things that would manifest in New Earth and in 5D cannot manifest here because of the vibration. Now, this is changing. What is happening is new beings, new babies are being born into a higher vibration. You now, are part of this change. Yes, if you're hearing this message, you are part of this change. So what is happening is you are like the pioneers. This has been happening for a time now. It's been happening for a long time now. So they're bringing me back even to the 1900s here. Like very early. Just even before or right on the cusp of the 1900s here, they're showing me and it's like slowly, but since everything has been so indoctrinated, yes, that is their word, and they're telling me they like it very much. So, because I'm arguing with them, and I say arguing because I'm just going back and forth, and they say they like it very much. So everything has been indoctrinated. So when people have expressed truth, they have been burned at the stake. And now they're bringing me back. To even before this now. They're bringing me back before the 1900s. And you have been, like they're showing me like a witch hunt. And they're saying all of this type of stuff. And you have been told you are crazy. And it's like even me. And I like how I've been told. I actually had a viewer tell me, I'll share this with you. They say that I can. And it's that I must repent and that I'm a witch. They sent me like 20 messages. Yeah, like it was a whole bunch of messages. Like one after another. Like repent witch, and all these other things. I won't even get into it, but what they're saying here is about this, that over time, and even still now, those that are bringing through this frequency, and is scary to those that are indoctrinated, those who wish the status quo to stay as it is, those who wish for everything to be static, but nothing is static and nothing can be so. It cannot be so because nothing is so. Nothing is static. It cannot be. Energy cannot be this way. So, so this has been happening through time. More and more people are coming with a rising consciousness. Consciousness is rising with an awareness. Movements, like they're showing me, like 60s and 70s. Free love, peace, and this. And they're bringing me through time. Things like yoga and meditation. More and more people are awakening. And before it was like a turtle, and now it's like a rabbit. It's full on. And as such, it is shaking the ground. So what? Happens now. What happens next? So as so many are awakening, they are rising. The consciousness is rising, the vibration is rising, and the field that you hold is rising in such a way that the new children, the new earth children, the new earth children are being born. Are they being born now? Yes. And they have, and more are coming. The new earth children are coming. And they are going to be born into this frequency that you are creating. You're creating the frequency now for these children to be born into. And you may be one of these children. You may be coming back. You may be setting up now to be coming back again as a new earth child. More and more of these children are coming, and they will not create a world where there is the destruction and the violence, and they will not create on the same template. They will not create on the same template. Starts with the parents. So more and more parents are awakened, and they start to move past the template. This has already been happening and will continue to happen. They will move past the template of what has been, and they will no longer pass down their dirty laundry and their trauma, their their ancestral trauma. There is going to be healing of some things are going to be healed, and some things are going to be completely removed. So some things are going to be healed and transmuted, and some things are going to be completely removed. And this is the construction that you will be under, like an under construction sign, and it might feel this way for a while, dear ones. And this is not bad, but it is so, and it is a necessary part. But this is why we bring our message and this vibrational frequency, so that you may stay steady in the path, frequency of truth, and stabilize within you. And continue to anchor this frequency within you and around you. As you do, you are all the light workers. You would say light workers, star seeds, way showers, all of these ways you would identify. All of this, you are holding the grid. I need more information on this. Just 1 minute, please. So there's a new template, being created. In one way you could say it is already created, and in another way you can say it is being created. All the ingredients for the creation are in existence, and you are deciding what is going to be and what is not going to be within this. And you will come together and to create this, and you are doing it now. And some of you don't realize that you're doing it together, but you are doing it together. And soon you will know that you are doing this together. This is a co-creation. 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 You are in a unity consciousness and a co-creation. And you are uprising. And you are creating the field, and we are in fact creating it together even as we speak now. With this vibrational frequency, we are encoding the field. We are doing it together. And we are always doing it. And you are encoding the field now for the new earth children. And they will create a new earth. And we say they, and they may be also you. And this timeline seems like about 200 years. For like a fruition. For a full embodiment for completion. Nothing is ever complete, but for this full transition to be like in a fruition, thriving, stabilized, like all of this, but please don't get fixed, because this is not your final destination. You keep going. There are more dimensions, more realities. There is more. But if you are hearing this message, you are part of this. And each of you has your own role, but please do not get transfixed on your role. Excuse me. Please do not get transfixed on your role. And I am the starseed of this. I am the light worker of that. I am the healer of this. We say yes. You may use your labels as you like. But remember, they are not you. You are God in form. The divine manifest. And the divine manifest needs no labels. Needs no accolades, needs no applause. In and in a realized state, and in the new earth, the need for such applause and praises and labels will not be needed. And while you may have various skills, the way that you know yourselves will not be through the past stories and through the past template. So you may say, I am Diane, but you know Diane to be of source. That is Ralph. I may call them by the name of Ralph, but Ralph holds no ideas. I have no expectations of who Ralph should be. I have no expectations of how Ralph will be, and I have no expectations that Ralph show up and do exactly what I want Ralph to do when I want Ralph to do it. And I have no expectations of anything. Ralph is simply would be a label that I use to identify this person, but I would know them so you would know others as divinity, as source, as God. In this, you have no expectation of them other than that they be as they be as they be. Now you expect everybody to be as you and as you wish them to be. And this creates a lot of problems because people wish to be as they be. And they don't wish to be told as you wish to tell them. Because they have an internal wisdom. And when you label someone, you make it very dark. You create a darkness for them. Why? Because you diminish their light when you put your expectations of limitations upon them. Anything you think through the personality structure is through a template that is limited through this vibration. But as this consciousness is arising, the things that you think will be different. And more importantly than this, you will not think as much as you will know. And they're just going to send energy now for a moment here. Anasayo watai, Hinawatai, Sokiana, Saitikina so, Shiawatana so. Okay, inia karasote kinesete shinikera tikina sokore shia watanasia konasete kinese. Is that going to be it for that? And I'm just checking here. Any karasote karasete kinese because they're giving me this, which is like a closing. And a karasokere tikinesh karasakaras. Yes, because we wish to continue anasakarasa in a third anasikara message. Inio koroso chikinea karasachkara. So you may allow this to settle. Nio koroto konase chikinea karasai. But do not worry, the rest will come, and all is known. And they're sending you energy now to put your heart at ease. This transition will be like under construction. But you will be okay. You know why? Because you are already okay. You're more than okay. You are amazing. We wish to continue to talk about the New Earth children. We wish to continue to talk about this template, and we wish to continue to talk about the personality structure. And our next message will be our last message of this total complete message. Okay, thank you so much to the guides for this transmission, and I will see you in the next video. So as always, we're sending you so much love. Thank you.